Hey everyone, Shadow here. I'm going to be talking about my new steel targets from Mike Gibson Manufacturing. I haven't heard of him before, but I listened to Daniel Shaw on Gunfighter Cast, and they sent him a free one just because he asked for it to test out, and I thought that was some awful kind of thing they did for him, so I thought I'd give him some business, and quite frankly, everything I'm showing you right here was about $4.50, including shipping. So it turned out to be a pretty good deal. Now if you notice right here, you'll see it's pretty scratched up. Right here I got two IPSC stands that are not assembled. And then this is one target in the stand, and you see it's pretty banged up. That's because however they shipped it was pretty poor. This is what it was all packed in. You know, this is a big hole in the box. They all got rattled around, all got beat up. It was pretty poor shape. So I sent him a kind of nasty email, and I got a phone call from Mike Gibson himself, and he apologized about it, and he offered to replace it under their warranty, but I thought, hell, it's really not that big of a deal because they're shooting targets. And if you look over here, that's what it looks like after about 50 rounds on steel. So there's target itself stood up to 9mm and a bunch of 22, and they get beat up anyways, and it's steel, so it's really not that big of a deal. As you can see, this was about 25 yards for the most part. Some is as close as about 7 yards. They say don't go any closer than 15 feet. I probably break that rule a little bit, but always for your eye and ear protection. Probably shouldn't be doing what I'm saying unless you listen to the warnings they say. Down here, this is just a bad shot that I pulled off. It's a significant dent. I can get an angle on the side. Yeah. That did a pretty good damage to the pole, but that's not really a big deal because it all breaks down. The pole can be replaced. The target's pretty good. This is the half-size IPSC target. They sell full-size, sell all sorts of sizes, but the half-size IPSC. Let me grab a full-size IPSC. You look at that. The half-size IPSC is essentially center mass, which is good. Because if you get a full-size IPSC and all you're hearing is the steel ring at you, then you're really not knowing how good of a shot you are. You'll notice that target, along with all these, came with the order. So I had 2 steel targets, 2 target stands, and 100 official IPSC targets for about $450 shipped, which is really about the best deal I could find out there. Really, the only thing I don't like about them is they're a little short. I'm about 6 foot, and the top of this right here comes up to about my sternum. So I'm shooting a little bit low when I'm shooting at them. Not too terribly big of a deal, because generally I'm shooting them when they're far out. I'm not too worried about that. Maybe I'll just consider the guy crouching or whatnot. Haven't took it to the rifle range yet, but I certainly plan on doing that, and I'll post a little update about that. As long as I shoot them out at 100 yards, I believe, it's not going to be an issue. It's not going to cause any pockmarking or anything, which will be an issue when you're shooting real close. But if you look on their website, they have guys dumping full auto mags at like 15 feet into these kind of targets, and they're not suffering anything. So, as I said, it's Mike Gibson Manufacturing. I don't know how well that's going to show up on this cell phone camera here. And it says 15 yards, so correction, earlier I said 15 feet. I brought in the 7 yards. You definitely get hit with some washback from that, but that's for your eye and ear protection. I wouldn't recommend it though. Don't sue me or anything. But overall, it's a good set of targets, pretty cheap, shipped to your door. Thanks for watching.